Hello, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be doing a review of a brand new watch from Longislandwatch.com. This is the Black Pearl Islander. Now I'd just like to say that Longislandwatch.com is not a channel partner nor affiliate and have no editorial control over any verdicts I draw in this video. However, I'd like to say thank you to Longislandwatch.com for sending me this watch to review. Otherwise I wouldn't have this watch in my hands right now. So thank you once again to Longislandwatch.com. I'll have a link to them in the description below. But now, let's jump into the review. Pearls have long been a symbol for great wealth and rarity, so it's no surprise that through history, great civilizations would reward their greatest leaders with these rare artifacts as a powerful symbol. Now, it's no surprise therefore that they've worked their way into watchmaking through the years, thanks to their unique iridescent looks. So now moving on to the specifications of this watch. Let's start off by first saying this is the first ever mother of pearl dial by Long Island Watches. So that's quite a unique feat just saying there. So you could actually own the first ever of something. Now the cost of this first ever is $199. That is not bad at all. Now I know that might sound like a lot, but for what you're getting it's actually not bad at all. Let me break that down. Starting off, we have a sapphire crystal on both the front and the back of the watch. And what is housed underneath the back of the watch? Well, that's a movement from Seiko, the NH38, a variant on the very popular NH35, just without the ghost date position, so that's very nice to see. So now for the watch measurements. Well, starting off, we have a case diameter of 40mm, a case thickness of 12.5mm, a lug-to-lug distance of 47.5mm, and a lug width of 20mm. Nice to see that 20mm lug width, very handy to change straps onto. Now we have a display case back as previously mentioned, but that's a screw down case back, allowing for 100 meters of water resistance thanks to that and its screwed down crown. So now for the pros of this watch. Well, let's start with the obvious, the mother of pearl dial. If you look directly at it, it appears to be a deep crimson red. However, if you tilt this just slightly towards the light, you'll be shown a spectrum of colours painted on top of a frozen waterfall. This gives the watch a mysterious feeling, like it could be called almost witchcraft only a few centuries ago. This, partnered with the green luminescence, lends this watch to feeling like a dark wizard's grand potion. I could almost see this being worn at Halloween, standing out from the crowd by having a dark tropical watch on your wrist. The sword-like handset on this watch is not my favourite in this instance, as I'm not sure they match the fit and finish of this watch. However, they do lend themselves to be incredibly legible in any lighting scenario thanks to their massive design. Now my favourite detail from this watch is actually a really small change they've made to the dial, something you probably wouldn't notice from just looking at it, and it's utterly pointless for telling the time. It does not aid in any way, but I love it regardless, and that is the luminescence they've put on the logo of this watch. For the first time I've ever seen, this actually has a light up in the dark logo. I'm not sure why, but it really does add to that mysterious feel of this watch, and I love it. So now moving away from the dial, I want to point the attention towards this beautiful leather strap. This is the best Islander strap I've seen to date. It feels soft and flexible on wrist. Now, the surface does feel a little cheap, but I'm not obviously expecting full grain tanned leather for this price. So I have to say it's a welcome step up from the previous leather straps I've reviewed. Now staying near the strap, the buckle of this watch is engraved with the simple Islander logo, which is great to see, alongside the crown and caseback that are also signed. My last pro of this watch resides within the engraved caseback, and it's the NH38 movement. I've already mentioned it already, but I'd like to say again, the no ghost date position makes this watch feel less of a budget orientated watch and a bit more premium, and I really like that. What's even better though, is that you can see this movement hard at work through the exhibition display caseback. So now for the cons of this watch. Now I have to say there isn't a lot to complain about thanks to the really low price of this watch and the amount of specification it offers. So what do I have to say? Well, I have a few tiny nitpicks that I'd like to talk about. Starting off with the handset. I've already mentioned this, but I just don't feel like it's right for the watch. I feel like the Islander 134's handset would better fit this style of watch, but it is personal preference after all. And now the second and last little nitpick I have is something no one else I'm sure is going to care about, and that is on the buckle of this watch the Islander logo sits off center, and I don't like that. I know it can't fit in the very center of the buckle because there's not enough room. So maybe instead of having the Islander logo, they could have the model number, so 133. Now, I understand that's not very practical because I'm sure they use this buckle on loads of different models, and it wouldn't be a financial investment really to have individually numbered buckles for each model. But that's the only solution I can think of, so it's probably not going to happen, but there it is regardless. So in conclusion, I think this watch is going to be the perfect candidate for those people who want to stand out from the crowd without spending an absolute fortune on a dark, mysterious feeling watch that looks subtle at the beginning and then once pointed out pops with vibrant colours. It's a very unique piece and I think it's going to do very well on sales. Thank you once again to Long Island Watches for sending this watch to review. I've really enjoyed my time with it and I hope to do more reviews like this in the future. If you want to see more videos like this, make sure to subscribe, it's free after all. But until this video, goodbye.